Hello, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the conversation that we're going to have on motivation and power. I would like to welcome Dan Reid and thank him for joining us and providing some of his own personal experiences and insights. Dan actually received his Bachelor of Science in Fire Science in 2009 and returned for his MBA in Public Administration and completed that in 2012. Dan is currently the lead instructor in the Fire Protection Technology program at Cape Fear Community College and is also a captain at the Wrightsville Beach Fire Department. Dan, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. In a previous conversation, we were talking about some leaders or a leader potentially that you had worked with who had a particular impact on you in your development as a leader. Can you share a little bit with the class about what that was about that leader and how that leader's actions impacted you?
I joined the Air Force at the age of 23 and I was a firefighter. And my first supervisor sat me down and basically said that, job descriptions and the expectations and whatnot. And the way he explained it is he was going to treat me like a grown-up until I made him look bad. And on the surface, you might think that's an intimidation thing, but it wasn't. What he was doing is empowering me and giving me some confidence to make my own decisions and to not be afraid to make a mistake. And basically the way he stated it would, I'm going to be here, I'm going to watch you, I'm going to give you advice, but the best way to learn is for you to just go ahead and do it, trust your instincts, trust your gut. And he also expected me to be a mentor to the younger firefighters and airmen. Due to being in the military, people of the same rank as I was were 18, 19, 20 years old. So in a way, he was kind of delegating some authority to me to supervise them in the same way I was able to watch him as a supervisor and then relay that towards them. So he started off, I was kind of a leader and a follower. I didn't know all this till years later, but that definitely shaped how I went forward in the fire service and into teaching, is trying to give people confidence and empowering them to feel comfortable making their own decisions.
Well, I think that brings up a great point, being able to put people in a position. Empowerment, oftentimes people think about as I'm going to allow this person to make the decisions. But it's also important to make sure that the training is there, right? So if we give someone the power, the ability to make decisions without having the proper training, experience, that type of thing, we're really just putting them in a position to fail rather than in a position of empowerment. So based on this experience that you had with this leader when you were in the Air Force, how do you think that has impacted you moving forward? I know that you mentioned that you utilize that in your day-to-day life, in your day-to-day experiences as an instructor in the fire science at Cape Fear Community College. How did that motivate you to try to want to do better, and then how do you continue to use that as motivation today?
The motivation was pretty simple. I didn't want to let him down. He displayed a tremendous amount of confidence and faith in me, and whether he saw something in me or he just thought, well, this guy's a little older and I'll give him a little more responsibility, but I didn't want to let him down. And that was a little bit of that reverent power. I wanted his approval, and I didn't want to, I just did not want to let him down. There was no intimidation or, you better not mess up, because he made me feel comfortable in the fact that if I did make a mistake, and I don't know if he's not the one who said it, but he told me that, the only bad mistakes are the ones you don't learn from. So early on I learned, okay, I'm going to make mistakes, and I carried that forward because it worked well for me. So I use that when I start supervising young firefighters, and the same, supervising students. It's a different working situation, but you still want to give people the confidence to, go out there and make their own decisions.
So again, Dan Reid, I'd like to thank you very much for sharing your expertise and experiences with the course to help us bring this information to life.